My name is Cathy Jenson. I'm your MC for the weekend, and I am super happy to be here. I'll be sharing lots of stories about my daughters because it's kind of like my whole life is a joke. I have 4 teenage daughters right now. They're 19, 19, 16, and 13, so you'll get to know lots of stories about them. But right now, I want to thank all of you for being here. This is awesome. How many of you kind of had to work hard to get here? Like it was actually a big deal for you to come. Rearranging kids' schedules, work schedules, grocery shopping. Did any of you make food ahead of time for your families? You deserve an award. How many of you had to figure out what you were going to wear? I just want you to know that I did plan my whole outfit around these earrings. It's true. It's true. How many of you got a little bit nervous before you came? Like, who am I going to sit by? Who am I going to talk to? Whoops, I'm losing my mic. It's the earrings. Sharing a hotel, wondering if you snore, or if the person you're rooming with is going to snore. What about parking? Did anyone freak out a little bit about the parking email that went out this week? Like, what am I going to do? I even live here locally, and I had my husband drop me off. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to park. I don't know what I'm going to do.
She made the video.
Yeah, so we have a video. Did anyone see the video this summer? Okay. I'm a financial advisor, and I love numbers and helping people with their finances, but should that ever go awry, I am going to do parking instruction videos for women's conferences for a living. Do you have the picture? Okay, it's a little blurry, but I just have to tell you that when I did this, in my mind, I was like, leaping high in the air like a ballerina, you know, like with your legs straight out. And then I saw the video and I was like, I'm like 3 inches off the ground. So, the parking ramp causes a little bit of stress. You didn't just show up. I know that for whatever reason, it was a big deal, and I welcome you, and I applaud you for making it here this evening. Before I go any further, though, I want to share a little life hack with you. Do any of you have teenagers who watch YouTube videos and life hacks all the time? Yes, it's a thing. It's a real thing. Okay, I have a 13-year-old daughter who has way too much time to spend on her iPhone, and she watches YouTube videos all the time, and she'll say, Mom, I have this life hack for you. And I'm like, what is it? Well, I thought of one for you guys today. This is some really good advice from a mom. People, you have to lower the bar. You do not need to be a perfect mom, a perfect wife, a perfect friend, and here is one way I have done that, and it has worked really, really, really well. I pretty much stopped cooking for my family. So when I do, it's like a miracle, like when God parted the Red Sea. Wednesday night, I was taking my 2 youngest girls to church, and I was like, girls, come upstairs. I made dinner for you. And they're like, Mom, you made macaroni and cheese and cut up salami for us? This is delicious. It works. If you lower the expectations, it's amazing what they think of you. They're like, Mom, thank you. I was so hungry. Thank you for cooking dinner for us. I call that a win, so you can take that home with you. I digress. I'm happy you're here. And if I come up with more life hacks to share, I certainly will. You don't need to YouTube. You've got me here to help you. But I encourage you now, I want you each to be present this weekend. Last weekend, I was foolish enough to chaperone a youth convention with 2,000 youth in La Crosse, and I had 3 16-year-old girls under my care. It was actually a piece of cake. But in an effort to get their attention, the speaker would yell, "Turn off your phone," and the kids would yell back, "Look me in the eye." So we're going to try that. I'm going to say turn off your phone, and you're going to yell back, look me in the eye, okay? Turn off your phone.
Look me in the eye.
Turn off your phone.
Look me in the eye.
Turn off your phone.
Look me in the eye.
All right, you got it. That got me thinking about noise. Noise. We are surrounded by noise every single day. I don't even know all of you, but I know that there is a lot of noise in your life. Our culture, our families, social media, our work, our own voice sometimes gets in our own heads. It's that noise, and we have to shut it off. My husband purchased noise-canceling headphones. And we took a family trip, our very first family trip, all together, all 6 of us, on an airplane to Arizona this past summer. And I watched him in awe with these headphones that he had on. He didn't hear anybody. He didn't hear if I was talking to him, if the kids were trying to get his attention, if the flight attendant wanted to know if he wanted a drink. He couldn't hear anything because he could only hear what he wanted to hear. That's amazing. He could solely focus on that. So when I got back, I borrowed them, and I just sat on the couch and just ignored my family for the whole evening. It was glorious. They cancel out all the other distractions, all of the noise. So I want to try an experiment right now. I want you to take your hands and put them over your ears and keep them like that until I tell you to take them off. No giggling. Okay. How many of you, was that the most silence you've heard in like a long time? Right? Isn't it beautiful? I challenge you this evening to cancel the noise around you. Right before I came down here, I ran up to my room and I texted my family and I said, okay, I am going to speak now, so if someone dies, please text my friend Jody and she will come and find me. Otherwise, I am off the grid for a while. Here's the thing, distractions gotta go. We wanna hear his voice. So we're gonna try a little twist on that speaker's phrase that I talked about from youth convention. I'm gonna say, cancel the noise, and you're gonna shout back, listen to me. Because that's what God is asking of each of you this weekend, okay? Cancel the noise.
Listen to me.
Cancel the noise.
Listen to me.
One more time. Cancel the noise.
Listen to me.
All right. That's what God is asking of each of us. He wants it daily. He wants us to cancel the noise. Put on those noise-canceling headphones. Listen to him. But we're going to practice it this weekend because you know what? You have to practice something a lot before it becomes a habit. He will speak to you, I promise. He has something special for you here this weekend, I promise that. Women have been praying for you. They've been preparing for this. It's no accident that each and every one of you are here. He's here, waiting for you. Thank you for being here. So, to honor that, I want to know, besides Rachel, because she would probably win this award, if you have 5 or more kids, please stand up. Okay, if you have 6 or more kids, stay standing. Just me? Wow, how many kids do you have? 6. All right, come on up. These are not super noise-canceling headphones, but they're close, and you, my friend, need these. You're welcome. Okay, now it's time for some rules. How many of you watched John and Kate +8? Do you remember that show from a few years ago? Yeah? How many of you hated Kate? Well, I had a sister-in-law who told me, she's like, you are just like Kate. And I'm like, that is so mean. But she's like, Cathy, you run a tight ship. She's like, you like to keep a schedule, you like agendas. And I'm like, okay, that's fair, that's fair. I was thinking of a story about my youngest when we went on a family trip years ago. She was little. We were packing up, and she said, "Mom, do you want me to pack the wooden spoon in my suitcase just in case I'm naughty this weekend?" I'm like, that's right. She put it in there. That's what kind of mom I am. All right, the rules. If you have any questions, please find someone with a pink lanyard tag. Pink tag. Those are the people who should know what's going on, and if they don't know, they will find the right person to send you to. There's a photo booth out there designed by Sweet Legacy, and we encourage you to take lots of pictures, which you will be able to see up on the board throughout the weekend. There is a hashtag, Never So Gathered, that we want you to use. How many of you shopped the boutique already? Yay! There's some fun stuff out there, right? I walked in, I'm like, oh, I got my purse. I'm going to buy a couple things already. Wonderful. So the boutique will be open during your breaks and during breakfast and lunch. And I think
Guys, have you checked out the boutique? It is
Oh, hey, that's me.
but check this out. There's a little something for your mom, your friend, your sister, but probably even something better for yourself here. Jewelry, mugs, books, lotion, soap, everything. You have to come and shop.
It's true. Boutique hours this evening, the boutique will be open from 8:45 to 10. And then I'll just tell you tomorrow morning, you've got from 7 to 8:45. There are other times, but those are the first couple that you can remember. There are limited quantities. You may have noticed that already. And many of these things are made by women from local businesses. So you aren't just supporting the ministry with your purchase, but you're also supporting some local female entrepreneurs. There is a promotion. If you spend $50, you get a notebook for free while supplies last. And if you pre-ordered books, that does count toward your total amount spent. This is a cashless conference, so only cards will be accepted. However, we are accepting a cash donation tomorrow for Apple Care Pregnancy Center. So we encourage you to think about and pray about how much money you want to give. But if everyone in this room gave just $5, we would be able to donate $1,500 to the Apple Pregnancy Center. We have people walking around documenting and taking photographs of the event. One of them is Andrea, and she might come up and ask you if she can take your picture. She's not weird. She just wants a picture for the conference. She might ask you a question, so feel free to tell her if you don't want to have your picture taken. But otherwise, just have fun, and it's a great way to show people what's going on here. Where is Andrea? Right here. Stand up, please. Give everybody a wave. She's the gal who will be taking your pictures. So we're also looking for writers. If you have seen them, we have short devotionals that we have on Facebook and Instagram. You can email Rachel at neversobroken.com. They call them Insta-Devos on Instagram. So clever. Bathroom breaks. Okay, this is a big deal. Listen. Upstairs, there are 2 women's restrooms on this level. Downstairs, there's a men's restroom and a women's restroom. So there are over 300 women here, and we all have to use the restroom at some time, so, don't take your time. Plus, over in the hotel lobby, there are 2 restrooms over there. Cell phone courtesy, please silence your phones if you haven't done that yet. And then, who likes prizes? This girl. Yeah. Tomorrow, you have to be present to win, and you have to have your ticket in hand. So remember to do that. All right. Your pictures might be on our screen. I already mentioned that. So I'm going to show you how easy this is. I happen to have a selfie stick with me. All right. It would be really cool if you guys would, stand up. I'm going to take a couple. We'll start on this side of the room first, okay? Oh, thank you. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to go over here. 1, 2, 3. All right, and just like that, I can take that picture and post it, and you'll see it on the big screen before the evening's over, I'm sure. So make sure you use the hashtag, use the selfie. Well, you can use my selfie stick if you want, but take lots of pictures. Okay, food. Who likes to eat and shop, okay? Food, all the food is downstairs. So I want to tell you quickly how breakfast will work. Feel free to attend breakfast anytime between 6:45 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. It does not matter what time you signed up for. Between 6:45 and 8:30, you are welcome to eat breakfast. There's also a coffee shop here right on site, ECDC. If you have your own mug, hint, you can purchase one at the boutique. They will give you 10% off your coffee at ECDC this evening or all day tomorrow. Actually, they close at 10 tonight, but they're open at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm sorry, 8 tonight. They open at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Okay, lunch is one 75-minute window. Feel free to come at any time between 11:45 and 1 o'clock. And the boutique will be open at 12:15. Tonight, we have late night snacks. Can I get a woo-woo? Yeah. Pizza, there's even a gluten-free option. That will be downstairs tonight after the event. If you would like to go outside, this is true. There is an igloo up on the roof, and they said that if you put 6 to 8 people in the igloo, it will warm up with body heat, and you can hang out up there. So there you go. You can go downstairs and have pizza, or you can go up on the roof and sit in an igloo. Can't make it up. Okay, this is a little secret that I was privy to. You might want to mark this down. On April 17th of 2020, you might want to save the date. No, I'm not pregnant, I'm not having a baby, anything like that. More info to come on that, but April 17th, 2020. And I just want to remind you that all of this happens because of women like you. There are so many volunteers who did this. Nobody is getting paid to be here. We are just happy to be part of this and be serving each other. So if you are a volunteer of some way, shape, or form, please stand up. Look at this. Woohoo! Thank you, volunteers. All right, that wasn't so bad for being Kate, right? I can be bossy, but I can also do it kindly. Just make sure you get in and out of that bathroom quickly. That's all I ask. Okay, now I would like to introduce to you the founders of Never So Broken, Hannah and Rachel. And Hannah and Rachel are dear friends of mine. I've known Hannah for a long, long, long time. I always thought she could be like my little sister. And Rachel I met a few years ago. They're women who love the Lord, and it is because of them that we are all here tonight. So welcome, Hannah and Rachel.
Thanks, Cathy. I just again want to extend a thank you to all of our volunteers. This is 100% a volunteer-run ministry, and it takes 20% of our attendees to volunteer for this conference to even be possible. So thank you again on behalf of Rachel and I and the rest of our leadership team for your volunteer hearts and for your service really for God's kingdom. So my name is Hannah, and this is Rachel, and we are the co-founders of Never So Broken. And about 2 years ago, we were looking for a conference to go to, just ourselves as friends, to recharge and unplug from our normal, but we couldn't find anything in the area. So God planted this seed in my heart to put on a women's conference. And I reached out to my go-getter friend.
Here's a crazy idea.
Yeah. Like, what do you think about putting on a women's conference with me?
I'm in.
And so from that conversation, this ministry was born. And as friends, we gave God our best yes. And we really believe that He is the one guiding and growing this ministry. From the very beginning, though, we have both said we don't ever want this ministry to be the Rachel and Hannah show. But rather, we have always desired for it to be a beautiful outpouring of God's grace and His mercy in our lives and in the lives of anybody that would come alongside of us in ministry. This last year of prepping for the conference and running the ministry, we really believe that has happened. God brought us 4 other women to help us run this ministry, and as a result, we now have 6 women on our leadership team running this ministry. And each woman on our team, just like you, have walked through seasons of brokenness. I could call any one of them up right now, and they could, without any time to prepare in advance, tell you about a story or a season of time of just complete brokenness in their life where they wondered, God, what are you up to? Do you hear me? Do you see what's going on here? None of us are perfect, and each one of us has faced seasons where we wondered if we were going to make it through. But God has shown himself so faithful to us over and over again, and that's what this ministry rests upon, God's faithfulness. This weekend, as you listen to each of the speakers share what God has laid on their hearts, it has been my personal prayer that something this weekend would speak directly to each and every single one of you in this room. I have personally prayed for you all by name, and so have several other women. We've been praying for God to reveal himself to you, for him to provide lasting breakthrough, and for his light to shine brighter than any darkness you might be facing. Our theme verse this weekend is John 1:5, which states, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." The Greek word for shine is phino. I know that's not what that word looks like, but I did listen to the Audible on how you say it. And at its root, the word phino means to bring forth into the light, to cause to shine, to shed light, to strike the sight, to become clear or obvious. I am personally expecting that each and every one of you will have your own phino moment this weekend, in which things that have remained unclear for you will suddenly become clear. For you to suddenly see God's love for what it really is for you, or for any areas of your life that have been blanketed in doubt, fear, or darkness to be brought forth into the light. And I challenge all of you right now to get out a notebook, and if you don't have a notebook, borrow a piece of paper from your neighbor. Go ahead and do that right now. It's okay. Oh, you're so funny. Okay. So get a pen, because you're going to need that too. For some of you, this might be right smack dab in the comfort zone, in your own comfort zone. And for others of you, this might be a little bit outside of your comfort zone. But I challenge you to stick with me and do it. Or outside of your comfort zone, did I say challenge
I'm laughing
zone?
at her. She's using her reserved card. One
All
of
right.
our speakers
Way
doesn't
to
have
be
a notebook.
resourceful. If you
using a
need
reserved
paper, we have reserved cards that you can grab from the front row. Okay. I want you to write this prayer down as I say it to you. Lord, thank you for prompting me to come to this conference. I believe that you have a final moment for me. Help any and all of my unbelief. We lost the screen, that's okay. Is it back up? Okay. Can you see? All right. Help any and all of my unbelief. Will you help me recognize my final moment when it comes? Thank you for the things you have in store for me this weekend. Help me to set aside distractions. Eliminate anything that will prevent me from hearing your voice. Okay. Shut my mind off to anything other than you for the next 24 hours. So I'm just going to go ahead and pray that over all of you as you finish writing that up. Lord, thank you for prompting me to come to this conference. I believe that you have a final moment for me this weekend. Help any and all of my unbelief. Will you help me recognize my final moment when it comes? Thank you for the things you have in store for me this weekend. Help me to set aside all distractions. Eliminate anything that will prevent me from hearing your voice. Shut my mind off to anything other than you for the next 24 hours. And I'm not going to say, in your name I pray amen, because I don't think this prayer is done, but it's a good start for the weekend. At the bottom of this prayer, I want you to write this statement, and we're going to circle back to it at the end of the conference. My final moment this weekend was, and I want you to leave a big long blank, because I know you're going to have something to fill it in with. I challenge you to be looking for the ways that God is moving this weekend. Be listening for his voice. Be expectant that he has something in store just for you. The Lord loves bringing light into our lives, and I cannot wait to hear about the ways that he brings light, clarity, or even causes something to shine in you that has gone dark for too long. God is good. From the very beginning, he spoke physical light into this world, and I believe that he also wants to bring light into your life. So may you be blessed this weekend as God brings about your very own final moment.
Awesome. Thank you, Hannah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. So just a couple of announcements. So Hannah, if you saw on our Facebook page or our website or live, Hannah was scheduled to speak this weekend, and it's been kind of a dark year for a lot of us behind the scenes of this ministry, which makes sense because we're talking about the light of Christ. And it's been a really hard, dark year. Dang it, already? I'm not even the crier. It's been a dark year for Hannah this year, and she's really, really wrestling with some family health things, personal and within her family. And she did the really brave thing and said, I can't do this. Not because she wouldn't have something amazing to say, but she's like, this isn't the best thing for me or my family. It's not the wisest thing. And so she stepped down from speaking. And so you're not going to hear much more of Hannah speaking this weekend, which is a huge bummer. But we will hear a little of her at the end, a little closing. But in her place, Kristen Smith, who you'll meet because she's on our leadership team, she's going to come up here, is going to be sharing what Hannah was going to talk about on walking in thankfulness. And then Barb, who spoke last year, is going to do Hannah's interactive study, which is a little bit like a breakout, but a little different this year. So just that little announcement. We just had a swap out of speakers, and we didn't make anything real official on Facebook, but it's on the website, but who reads the website? So you should start watching the website. There's lots of information on it. Side note. Okay, so now we're going to call up our leadership team, and these are the women that Hannah was talking about. This was so cool. In the beginning, we were like, we need people to help us, but how do we find them? And this is like our baby, and how do we share it, and how can we trust them, and what if we don't get along? And then it was like, light bulb, God will probably bring the right women at the right time. And we were like, well, what roles do we want? And then I was like, light bulb, God will fill that in. And these women have stepped into place completely out of nowhere. It was like, whoa, you're really good with numbers and spreadsheets, and you like that stuff, and we don't like that stuff. Do you want to be a part of this? Yeah, sure I do. And oh my gosh, you like advise so spiritually and wise, and you're praying over us all the time, and you can just challenge us in ways that really make us grow and make us stay humble, which is so important when you're leading a ministry, to have someone spiritually over you. There needs to be that built-in accountability. Okay, do you want to join our leadership? And it has been that all over, and it has been so good. So we're going to introduce them to you. They've all come up. Actually, they're going to introduce themselves. So Kristen, why don't you go ahead?
My name is Kristen Smith, and I am the Volunteer and Communications Coordinator, and tomorrow I'm going to be speaking on walking in thankfulness.
My name is Melissa Schaefer, and I am the Creative Strategist, and tomorrow I will be speaking on claiming your worth.
And I'm Barb Hinkle, and I'm the Spiritual Advisor. And tomorrow I will be speaking on, or doing a breakout session on seeking the word.
I'm Heather Peralt. I'm the Data and Sales Coordinator, and I am leading the boutique team.
Yeah, and she's our number cruncher and Excel lady, and we love her for it. And then we also have two other lovely ladies who are coming up, and they're a part of our speaking team. And so you're going to hear from them this weekend, and they're going to go ahead and introduce themselves and tell you what they're talking on.
I'm Lynette Schultz, and I'm teaching on walking in purity.
And I am Trisha Dahlheimer, and I am speaking on The Light Has Dawned.
That's it. So that's our introduction. That's our welcome. We're so excited to be here. We're going to hand it back to the worship team, and we can't wait to spend this weekend with you guys.